Do you want to have the ultimate control over your life? Welcome to Take Control with Whitney Wells, where we will explore all topics of life that we try and control, what this creates for you, and how to have successful relationships all while empowering yourself. Keep listening and let's have some fun. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 32 of Take Control with Whitney Wells. So today we are going to talk about how to stop the blame game. So do you ever find yourself playing the blame game with your partner? Maybe with some words such as, "You hurt my feelings." "It is your fault." "You made this happen." "If only you would just do this," right? Fill in the blank. "You are wrong. I am right." If you ever have been there or can relate to these thoughts or something similar, I want you to keep listening to learn how to go from disconnected to more connected and how you can stop this blame game. So, in this episode, we're going to go over what the blame game is, how it is harmful, and what to do next. My favorite part, the solution. So we're going to look at blame from two different angles. We're going to look at it from you blaming someone else for something and you getting blamed by someone else for something. So we're going to look at it from two different angles. So let's look at blaming someone else first. You are saying these words. You say words that are similar to this. "You hurt my feelings. It is your fault. You made this happen. If only you would just do this. You are wrong." Now, when you blame someone else for something, you are coming from this stance and the thought, "I am right and you are wrong." Right? Now, when you blame your partner, this is harmful for two reasons. Let's look at the first one. First, it hurts your relationship when you play this blame game, right? Blaming your partner for something creates disconnection between the two of you. Now, if you want more connection, this is the opposite path to take. When you hold strong to the thought and the words, right? "I'm right and you are wrong." When you're holding strong to that belief, there isn't anywhere to go. This stance pushes the two of you away from one another. There's no common ground. So let's look at an example. So, for instance, your partner says words or does something, right? Something factual occurs. And you have this thought, "It was your fault. I'm right. You are wrong." You feel righteous. And from that feeling, you argue. You blame your partner. You don't see the other person's point of view. And you're creating this disconnection. You are creating this rift between the two of you. So now let's look at how it hurts you when you blame your partner, right? Because blaming your partner is harmful for two reasons. One, it hurts the relationship. And the second reason is how it hurts you when you blame your partner. And I don't know about you, but I don't really like to hurt myself. So let's look at that. Let's say you are blaming your partner for hurting you in some way. When you blame your partner for hurting you and causing your negative emotions, you are disempowering yourself. Now, how? You might be wondering. Let's look at it closer. Let's break it down a little bit more. So your partner does something or says something, and you have a thought, they hurt me or they don't love me. And then from these thoughts, you feel hurt. Maybe you feel sad or in pain, right? It's creating that feeling. And when you react to those feelings, maybe you pull away, maybe you're silent, maybe you argue, maybe you cry, maybe you blame them for your feelings. And you are creating, again, disconnection and disempowerment for yourself. When you put the other person, your partner, for instance, in control of your feelings by saying, you hurt my feelings, you did this, your partner is in control of how you feel, right? You are powerless. You are at the mercy of them, of what they say, of what they do. If they are, in fact, creating your feelings, then you're at the mercy of them. And I don't know about you, but I like to be empowered. But when you put them in control and you blame them for your feelings, you are hurting yourself even more by piling on that disempowerment on top of feeling hurt. You are hurting yourself because it's not your partner's words or actions that can ever hurt you. Now, I say this to empower you. Because oftentimes we want to be like, no, it's what they said, right? You feel justified in that. But I say this to empower you. If you can drop in to the place where you have that power, you are taking responsibility for your feelings, you are in control, then you are empowering yourself. You aren't at the mercy of anyone. You have control. Your thoughts about what they did or said is why you feel hurt. And owning this empowers you to be in control of your life, in control of the situation and the experience that you're having of it, no matter what's occurring around you. So no matter what they say or do, you can choose to feel how you want to feel. So blaming the other person for hurting your feelings is actually harmful to you. You're actually hurting yourself. So now let's look at getting blamed by your partner. When your partner blames you for something. Let's say your partner blames you by saying, for example, the ones we used earlier, you hurt my feelings. It's your fault. You made this happen. If only you would just do this. You are wrong. Now, what feelings come up for you if your partner said these words to you? Now, if you agree with them, you may feel shame, right? If you agree that you are wrong, if you agree that it is your fault, if you agree that you made that happen, you may feel shame. And if you disagree with what they say, you don't agree that it's your fault, you don't agree that you're wrong, you may feel anger or frustrated or annoyed or resentful. Now, it's important to remember that their words cannot create your feelings. And when you can separate the two, you put the power and control in your court. I'm all about the empowerment. The thoughts you think about what they say creates your feelings. And you have the ability and the power to focus on whatever thoughts that you want, whatever thoughts that serve you. If you agree with your partner about what they say when they blame you, and you think thoughts such as, yes, you are right, and you feel shame, it's important to know shame is not a useful feeling. Shame creates hiding, right? We hide when we feel shame. We put ourselves down. We beat ourselves up even more. And now if you disagree with your partner about what they say when they blame you, and you feel angry and frustrated or resentful, just notice that it's not coming from their words, right? Your feelings are not coming from their words, but instead a thought such as, I am right and you are wrong. And now is when you have options of how you want to react. So let's go over what you can do instead of blaming your partner for something, blaming yourself, or reacting without intention to your partner's words. Let's look at what you can do. Let's look at the solution, my favorite part. Now, first of all, it's important to know that you can absolutely stay blaming your partner. You can absolutely stay blaming yourself and living in, I'm right and you're wrong, or you are right and feeling that shame, right? You can stay there. That is totally an option. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want more connection and another way of doing it, here are some suggestions. So if your partner's blaming you and you are agreeing with them, what to do? I suggest try loving yourself hard. Try loving yourself for all of it. Let yourself feel shame. You don't have to react by beating yourself up. Just let yourself feel that shame within you. What I think is useful is to allow this vibration to be within you and then focus on what does serve you. There's no upside to being mean to yourself. So reacting to that shame, reacting to it and beating yourself up is not useful. There's no upside to it for anyone involved. If you want to show up as your best self, try questioning your thoughts that create this shame. So what thought does serve you? That's something you can ask yourself. What matters to you most? How are you wrong about your thought that agrees with them? Right? So if they say, you're wrong, you created this, you did this, it's your fault. How are you wrong about that if you agree with them? How are you human and imperfect, and that's okay? Ask yourself, when I beat myself up and blame myself, does this create more connection or less? Do I move closer to that person or further away? I usually move further away. So is this useful? Now listen to yourself and notice your thoughts, feel your feelings, and then focus on what does serve you. How you are human and you are perfectly imperfect. Love yourself through it all. Now, if you don't agree with your partner when he or she blames you, right? Here is what I suggest. Here are some solutions for you. You can allow your feelings to be within you without reacting to them. And then you can decide intentionally how you want to respond in a way that aligns with how you want to show up. You don't have to react to anger or frustration. Their words cannot hurt you unless you have a thought to create hurt. It's important to remember this. It brings your power back to you. You have the power, you have the control, and you have options. You don't have to be a passenger reacting carelessly or without intention. You can create connection even if your partner is blaming you for something. Try asking yourself, how might they be right? If you can find a little bit of truth in it, it might ease your I'm right, they're wrong thought. It wiggles yourself away from it a little bit. Or ask yourself, how are we both right and both wrong? If you are blaming your partner, right? This is another thing that we do. What is the solution to that? What to do instead? I suggest drop the blame game. Drop the finger pointing, drop the defensiveness. And how do we do this? ask yourself these questions. What really matters? What's important to me? Is blaming my partner going to support my end game or the overall goal of possibly being more connected, or whatever your goal is with your relationship? Is blaming my partner going to support the goal I have with my relationship? What I really want in my relationship? And then after you ask yourself these questions, drop into compassion and understanding for your partner and yourself to create more connection instead of blaming and shaming and creating disconnection. Ask yourself, how are we both right and both wrong? Why might they have done what they did? Why might they have said what they said? Create that compassion and understanding if you want more connection. Then listen to your partner with compassion and curiosity. Listening does not mean you agree with them. You can still disagree with what they say or do and love and respect them. You don't have to agree on everything. But to bring you two closer, having that connection comes from that compassion and curiosity and understanding and love. And lastly, think and pause before responding. No matter what your partner says or does, you have the power to respond in any way that you want. And I suggest not reacting to your feelings, but instead allow them and respond intentionally. This takes some practice. But just notice what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and sit with it. Let it be there. If you feel yourself wanting to respond and react, just pull back. Let your feelings be within you. And put your response through a filter of compassion by thinking about what really matters and how you are both imperfect humans. Now, blaming your partner is harmful to your relationship. It creates disconnection. Blaming your partner is harmful to you. It disempowers you and ultimately creates more hurt for yourself, right? Agreeing when someone else blames you can create shame and self-hatred. And if you react to these feelings, you may create more disconnection. But you can decide to drop the blame if you want to. You can decide to approach your partner with love and compassion and understanding and humanness. You can decide to drop the blame and approach yourself with the love and the compassion and the understanding and the humanness. This is an option that could create more connection in your relationship. So I suggest trying it out. Give it a shot. See what happens. Thanks so much for listening. If you want the 3 steps for a happy relationship, head on over to whitneywellscoaching.com and they will be in the show notes. You can grab them. I also have some free videos, fixing relationship problems and how to enjoy your relationship. So grab those if you want them. They're for you. Made them for you. I also have free coaching. So if you want to try this out, I highly suggest it. And I have free 20-minute mini coaching sessions that you can sign up right on my website, whitneywellscoaching.com. I would love to coach you and introduce you to this amazing world that frees you, empowers you, and gives you the tools so that you can live an intentional, purposeful life. Thank you so much. Talk to you next time. Bye. Do you want to explore these topics further? Are you ready to live the life that you want to live on purpose while controlling what you have control over? I would love to be your life coach. If you're interested, simply head over to whitneywellscoaching.com and book an appointment with me today. I can't wait to work with you.